Right, good morning everyone. So today I've decided to do cuttings from Frankenstein. Got myself a new pair of snips to sharpen the knife. Got a bit of rooting gel, something to poke the soil, to put the cuttings in. So my Garden Super 7, I put a couple of engineering bricks in there, and that was just so that I could pop this other container on top, like raise it up. I mean, Garland really should sell a little insert what you could put in there, what makes it into a big wide thing, so you could put other trays like that on there, for example, or like the big tray like that. I think if Garland made a little insert, that'd be awesome. I think quite a few people would buy it because it'd make that little product more versatile. So Garland, if you're watching, I want half of your profits from that invention. But yeah, basically, when you take cuttings, you've got to keep them nice and warm if you can. The heat will speed up the process of the roots developing. So what I've done with the compost is I've just got my homemade leaf mould and compost and mixed it together with quite a bit of sand in there, and that's just to make it really airy, because the roots need a lot of air to develop as well. So this garland thing has been on all night with the bricks on. They're nice and warm. There's a bit of steam forming in here, so I was hoping to get all the soil up to temperature already. There's 25 little pots in there. I don't know if I'm going to get that many cuttings or not, but we'll go outside, we'll have a look at Frankenstein, and I'll explain what I'm going to do. Okay, so these are my 4 plants for the SSPC, aka Frankenstein, and yeah, they've grown a bit more. I was hoping they'd get a bit bigger than this really, but they're getting a bit too big. They've started to flop over, so I'll put the canes in just to hold them upright. I gave them a good water last night, and it's exactly 8 o'clock in the morning now, and if you want to take cuttings, doing it in the morning is the best time. The plants are full of water in the morning, more turgid I think is the correct term for it, than later on in the day when they start to flop over a bit. So they're nice and firm and full of water, so that's the best time to take the cuttings. Basically what you want to do when you take a cutting, you see this little leaf node here, what you want to do is cut at a 45-degree angle just below a leaf node, and you cut at 45 degrees because that increases the surface area, so you get more chance of more roots forming. You want to be taking off some of the leaves as well, so you don't want to lose too much water through the leaves. All the energy is stored up in the stem and everything, so if you're losing too much water, it's going to dry out too quickly, and it's not going to have enough energy to root. You cut it at a 45-degree angle below the stem here, because that's where all the adventitious cells are, what can form into roots. I suppose they're a little bit like stem cells in humans, where they can turn into anything. So yeah, basically you want to do it below the node, like I said, that's where the most of the hormones are and the adventitious cells. But I mean, because that could be a tiny little cutting there, because out of that little leaf node there's going to be another shoot forming out there, similar to what's happened here. So yeah, I might be a bit risky and take some of the cuttings above the leaf node, just so that I can maximise the amount of material for cuttings. It's a bit risky because they might not root, but I can probably get way more cuttings than that. And some of these little side shoots, like that one's a bit big there, but I'll find a better one. Like this side shoot here, it's like potatoes in the same family as tomatoes, the Solanaceae family. And generally what you can do on a tomato is you rip out these side shoots and you can either pop them in some soil or some water on your windowsill in the kitchen and something, and they'll root. So what I might do with some of these little side shoots is just, well, cut them off and put them in some water rather than soil, just to see if they root a bit quicker. I mean, last year they took, well, the last 2 years they've taken 3 weeks to root. I think that was because I didn't have the soil temperature warm enough all the time, so I left them out here during the day. But at night time I pop them on that garland, and then in the daytime I pop them in the greenhouse, keep misting them with water. You've got to keep them misted, and I'm probably going to chop quite a few of the leaves off as well to stop the water transpiration coming out. But yeah, so this, I mean, hopefully there's quite a few sort of shoots and stuff down there. It's going to be quite difficult to work out what I'm going to do. I'll probably do one to start off with on camera and show you what I'm doing, and then just crack on with the rest and show you the results at the end. Oh, one final thing as well. This rooting hormone, what I've got, it says when you're taking the cuttings, you should put them in some water for half an hour before putting this rooting gel on. So what I've just done a little while back was put 4 cups of water in the greenhouse to warm up a little bit, and I'll take the cuttings from each plant in each cup, and then when I've finished I'll do the cuttings what I've done in the first cup first, and hopefully, you know, it'll be about right sort of time. But I'll give you an update of the greenhouse later on. Okay, so this first cutting, I mean, it's going to be too small, so what I'll do, I'm going to take it at a 45-degree angle under that node there. I'm going to take off this leaf here and this other leaf here. I'll leave that little side shoot on in there though. And possibly I might take that off as well. It's not very good. I should probably use a snip, shouldn't I? Make it a bit neater. So what I was going to do, I was going to use the snips for the leaves and the knife for the bit. So that's the first cutting. Just pop that in the water. This little side shoot here, I'm going to take it, gosh, I think I don't want to take them too small. Where are we going to cut? I could cut under there like that, or I could go between there and try and make another cutting out of that. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to try and maximise. I'm going to risk everything and try and maximise as much as possible. So, take that cutting off. Remove that leaf. And I'm going to remove this leaf as well here. And that'll be another little cutting. Put that in the water. Okay, this side shoot here on this one, I'm just basically going to do what you do with a tomato. I might just try and snap it off, see what happens. Yeah. I'll snip that bit off there. Ooh, I'll just pull it up there. That's right, it's going to be... I'll just snip those lower leaves off. I'm going to snip that at a 45-degree angle with a knife actually. Just tidy it up a bit. Right, that's that, tidied up. So that's going to be another cutting. But it's got too many leaves on it at the moment. So we're going to take that one off there. And I think we'll take that one off as well. There. So take off quite a few leaves. That'll be the next cutting. So that one I might just stick in water. Okay, this is going to take me a little while to get through these. I'm going to be risky. Possibly snip that off there because it's slightly ripped. Oh, there's a leaf node there actually at the back. Can I go through there? Oh, in fact, there's a flower come from this bit just here. Can you see that? Am I out of screen? So there's a flower coming from that one, and that's what I picked out last time. So that's not going to have a side shoot necessarily, is it? So that's going to be one what doesn't do anything. Oh, let's go through that one then. I could go through that way, and that might make another cut in through there. Yeah, do that. That can come off. Now, that little side shoot there, potentially, will be a new plant. To chop that off because it go mouldy. So that's going to be a tiny little cut in. Obviously it's a bit top heavy with all that big leaf on. I'm just going to chop it. I'm going to leave that tiny little set of leaves on at the top of that. And you never know, that might root. I think that's what I did last time. Okay, I'll bring you in for a closer look what I've done. And you are probably thinking, what have you done? So I had 4 pretty good plants here, which have all now been chopped severely back. I've left quite a few side shoots on. I did take a couple off, but the littler ones, there's no point taking them yet. Let them grow on a bit, maybe take some more. We'll see what happens. But I did take a lot of risks. I did take like massive cuttings, which you probably shouldn't really take. Ones that big. My knife dropped down the crack of the decking, so I had to use scissors for most of it as well, which probably isn't the best because you don't really want to crush the stem. So I've taken a lot of risks. I popped them all in water. I've got no idea how many cuttings there, but like I say, there's a lot of risky ones, so only half might root. But we'll take them in now and basically pop them in some soil. Okay, I'll give the rooting gel a good shake first. Yeah, for best results, stand soft stem cuttings in water for half an hour before using the gel overnight for hardwood cuttings. Right, dip the end of a cutting in the gel and then insert into a suitable free draining compost or rooting medium. Cover cuttings with glass, polythene or all polythene and place in a light position out of direct sunlight. So yeah, basically, let me put this on here actually. I always pop the cutting down the side of the pot. There's more air there, so just make a little hole down in the side of each one. Don't want to push the cutting into the soil directly, you may damage it. Right, so this one was the first ones. So this cutting is quite nice there. Probably just tidy up those little lower leaves there a little bit, actually. So I'm just going to pop that down there. And you do want to push the soil around the cutting. Just give it a little tap. You don't want to firm it too much that you take all the air out of it. Just want to make sure that the soil is in contact with the cutting there. I could go there for a minute. So this one, see what I mean, taking a bit of a risk. What I'm going to do actually with that is I'm just going to snip that whole bottom bit off at a 45-degree angle because it's a bit big. So, like I say, around the edge of the pot, firm the compost around the cutting a little bit. So yeah, obviously these are all going to go in this plastic tub, which is going to act as a little mini greenhouse for them to keep the moisture in. I'll have to mist them every day, 2 or 3 times a day possibly. So yeah, just take the cutting, slide it in down the edge, firm the cutting in, and yeah, just carry on like that. So I mean, some of these cuttings, I say, are really risky. So I mean, that's got a high percentage of failing, but it's a competition, and I've got to take as many cuttings as possible. Otherwise, I ain't going to get nowhere near the winning position. So this could go one of two ways. We're either going to fail miserably, or could get decent success. And I haven't even put any root in hormone on any of them, have I? I didn't put any rooting hormone on them. Ooh, that don't look that good anyway. To be fair, you're supposed to, I think last time when I used it, I dipped the end of that in each one, and you're supposed to empty a bit out into a lid so you don't contaminate it. This looks contaminated. So I'm not using it anyway. That's quite a big one on there, and you see I've chopped off a lot of the leaves on these. To be fair, I'm probably going to chop that off as well. Right, so that's 5 done anyway. I've got 3 more left in that one, so I'll just get the next 5 ready, but I'll do them all and I'll bring you back when I've done it. Okay, so let's have a look at the aftermath. These little cuts here, I'm going to let them heal over a little bit, but then I might sprinkle a little bit of yellow sulphur on them just to sort of heal it up, anti-fungicide. So hopefully to stop any little diseases. I'm not going to do it just yet because it's a bit wet. I don't want it to suck in any sort of sulphur and burn it with, you know, sulfuric acid. But these should all hopefully carry on growing okay, and I might be able to take some more side shoots off at a later date. There's all the leaves what come off, so they'll be going in the compost bin. My knife is down there, so I might have to get a magnet or something to see if I can get it out. But all the cuttings are in there, so there's 10 there, and there's 20 there. So I've got 30 cuttings in total, but I'm dubious about maybe 75% of them. You know, when I took the proper cuttings, how you're supposed to do it, they should all be fine. But I did take a few risks, just trying to maximise, you know, the amount of cuttings I could get. It's all about taking risks. I'm not going to win unless I do this. Oh, sorry, memory card just run out. I think I was saying if they're all going to root, then I'm in with a chance then. But yeah, anyway, so there's one last thing to do. Like I say, they'll be staying near during the day, but I'll have to spray them a bit. I'm just going to pump this up. But luckily, those little boxes fit just in there, and with the lids on, they should be pretty much nice and warm, but sheltered from the direct sunshine. So fingers crossed, we'll yeah, hopefully they won't get too hot with the door open and what have you. So yeah, just a little mist like that, and another little mist just like that, 2 or 3 times a day, whenever you walk by them or whatever, especially when it's really hot. But yeah, they'll be staying in there. Last year they just stayed out in a box like that, just on the old decking, just down here in the shade a bit. But if I leave them in the greenhouse, they might root a bit quicker. It's going to be very risky though. So fingers crossed anyway. Good luck to everyone else in the competition, and please leave a comment if you've got any questions about anything. Yeah, please pop it in the comments. Please consider subscribing. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Have a good rest of the bank holiday Monday. Goodbye.